It was in the early 1990s that a group of cataphiles, enthusiasts who study and explore the Paris Catacombs regularly, stumbled upon a video camera lying on the ground. The camera still had footage on it that they eagerly started watching, in hopes to uncover some hidden secrets or forgotten treasures of the catacombs. But what they found instead was far more terrifying. The video showed a man holding the camera, lost and disoriented in the maze of tunnels, with no idea how to get out. The footage was disturbing, with strange noises and whispers heard in the background, and it soon became clear that the man was going mad in the underground network. As they continued to watch, they could hear strange voices, the ones straight out of a horrifying nightmare. The footage became more erratic and chaotic as it appeared that the man was losing his mind in the claustrophobic darkness of the catacombs. And then suddenly, the video ended abruptly with a loud thud of the camera falling to the ground. Who was this man? Did he ever manage to escape the catacombs alive? Was he still wandering down there somewhere, lost in the darkness and madness of the tunnels? To this day, no one knows the answers to these questions. The legend of the lost man and his haunting video camera has become a chilling reminder of the dangers of venturing too deep into the Paris catacombs. According to the story, anyone who stays in the catacombs past midnight will be haunted by the ghosts of the thousands of people buried there. These spirits, angry and vengeful, will seek revenge on anyone who dares to disturb their eternal slumber. The legend goes that the ghosts will appear as shadowy figures, whispering and moaning in the darkness, and will pursue anyone who lingers too long in the catacombs. Some have even claimed to have strange sightings that keep them up at night and felt cold, ghostly hands brushing against their skin. While this legend may seem a bit far-fetched, it's a fact that the Paris catacombs are indeed a spooky place to explore, with its confusing maze of tunnels and dark, eerie chambers. It's easy to get lost and disoriented down there, and with the possibility of collapse or cave-ins, it's definitely a risky venture. As creepy as the story might be, it's just one of the many tales that surround the Paris catacombs. In fact, legend has it that something terrifying happens in the burial site after midnight. According to the story, the walls begin to speak, and disembodied voices try to persuade you to venture ever deeper into the catacombs until you can't find your way out again. Despite the dangers, the catacombs continue to draw visitors from around the world. The history and the mystery of the catacombs are irresistible to many, and they're willing to brave the risk to explore this dark and fascinating underworld. The history of the Paris catacombs dates back to the 18th century, when the city's cemeteries were overflowing with the bodies of the dead. The Cemetery of the Innocents, the largest and most important cemetery within Paris's city limits, contained some 2 million bodies. Once the rest of the city cemeteries were included, the count came to roughly 6 million sets of remains that needed to be disinterred and reburied somewhere else for the greater public good. That's a relief. It took 2 years of nightly work to empty the majority of Paris's cemeteries and relocate the remains in the catacombs. Above ground, public works went on hold for a few years, while France had a revolution, executed a lot of people, and then slowly started to rebuild. When Napoleon marched to power on the back of the revolution, he commissioned his prefect of the Seine, Nicolas Frochot, and the inspector general of the quarries, Louis Héricard de Thury, to turn the quarry tunnels from a labyrinthine charnel house into something that people would want to go down and see, thus giving rise to the original Paris Catacombs tours. The bone decorations were created specifically to attract tourists, and they were very successful. The catacombs became a popular attraction drawing people from all over the world to see this eerie and unique underground ossuary. But not all who enter the catacombs come back out unscathed. One such adventurer was Philibert, a doorkeeper of a military hospital in central Paris. In 1793, Philibert found himself drawn to the catacombs, lured by the whispers of its secrets. Some say he went there to steal a glass of chartreuse liquor from a convent, while others claim he was searching for lost treasure. Whatever his reason may be, Philibert descended the staircase in the courtyard, his candle flickering in the darkness. As he made his way deeper into the catacombs, Philibert felt a sense of unease wash all over him. The air grew colder and the walls seemed to close in around him. He could hear strange noises echoing through the tunnels, whispers that sounded like the voices of the dead. Suddenly, Philibert's candle went out, plunging him into total darkness. Panic seized him and he stumbled blindly through the tunnels, his hands outstretched. But the catacombs were a maze, and he soon became hopelessly lost. For days, Philibert wandered through the catacombs, his mind slowly unraveling. He heard the whispers of the dead all around him, and he began to see things that weren't there. Eventually, he collapsed on the cold stone floor, his candle long since extinguished. There, in the depths of the catacombs, he died, alone and forgotten. Years went by, and the catacombs became a popular attraction for tourists. But some visitors claimed to hear a strange voice whispering in their ears, urging them to explore the tunnels deeper and deeper. And then, just as suddenly as it came, the voice would disappear, leaving the visitors alone in the darkness. Rumors began to circulate that the voice belonged to Philibert, the lost adventurer who had met his untimely end in the catacombs. And soon, people began to seek out his tombstone, hoping to hear his ghostly whispers for themselves. Now, Philibert's tombstone can be found in the catacombs, a silent witness to the tragedy that befell him. And if you listen closely, you might just hear his voice echoing through the tunnels, beckoning you deeper into the darkness. But be warned, the catacombs are a place of danger and mystery, and those who venture too far may never return. However, for those of you brave enough to venture into the depths of the catacombs, the legends and myths that surround it only add to the thrill and excitement of the experience. Just be sure to keep your wits about you and watch out for any evil spirit that lurks in the darkness. Are you thrilled by the dark, horror, and mysterious? Then subscribe to Shush Tales for more. Until then, stay safe out there.